Hello, welcome to A Build a Week. This is the second episode for this month, and today we're going to be building a lighthouse. So last week... Oh, that does not work very well. Okay. So last week we built this cliff, and this week we're going to be building the lighthouse. It's going to go right here. So, yeah, let's jump right into designing it. We're going to... Let me clear off some of the grass and stuff up here real quick. Hello, so I really quickly just wanted to show you my process on getting reference photos. So usually I just Google whatever I'm looking for instance, lighthouses, and scroll through photos, see what things stand out to me, pick out a few that catch my eye. I usually try and find a few Minecraft images as well, because they're a little bit easier to take ideas from, since they're already in Minecraft, instead of trying to come up with my complete own new ideas. And then I try and find a few real life images, so like these ones. And yeah, I usually pick them up if something catches my eye. This is a website that has... Okay, is a website that has a few different lighthouses on it. So like this one, yeah. So a few things that I've noticed about the lighthouses that while looking through photos of them is that almost all of them have this same sort of roof style, where it has like the cone. I'm not sure what that shape is called. And then it's got the little ball and the lightning rod on top. It's always this same exact style of roof. And they kind of did it in here. Well, it's either that or dome, and I think I like that style a lot better. It's on all of these except for, I think, this one. Another thing is, most lighthouses are like this. Well, that's not the right example. Are this kind of like cone shape instead of just a flat cylinder. But I'm just gonna go with the cylinder like this lighthouse is. And this one as well. And this one in real life as well is mostly flat sides. And I kind of want to have a shorter lighthouse, so this one's quite short. There's a few different images of it here. Another thing is that most of these lighthouses have this specific railing. Let's see if there's one that's got a better view of it. It's got this railing. A lot of them have like a black railing that's just on top, and then slightly above that is the glass where the light comes out of. And then like for these ones, it's just right where the railing is. So it's got the railing and then a little bit there and then our roof and light. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for in reference photos. That's how I figure out, that's how I pull up photos and take some elements from them. I hope that helps you a little bit with your own building stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna hop into Minecraft and get to work now. I've actually started working on this before and gone through, I think, 3 iterations of lighthouses and had to tear them all down. But we're gonna go back in and try again. That's part of why this video is a little bit late. As you can see, it's already Monday. But yeah, we're gonna try and speedrun this. Hopefully get it out today. Could be out tomorrow too, so yeah. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, so let's get to building. I've already laid out a little frame. This is going to be the little circle where the lighthouse sits. The past few iterations that I've done have been even numbers on accident, because it does just look better when it's just the base circle for it to be 4 and then out like this. But I think that ends up not looking right every time, and I really need it to be an odd number so the roof shape works well. So I pushed it back from the cliff a little bit, and hopefully that should help. So yeah, I'm going to use World Edit to push this up a little bit. Okay, so here's our basic cylinder. In regards to the height, I think it's about right. I want this to be shorter because I think it'll look better on this since this cliff is already so tall. So I think I'm gonna go like 2 blocks down because this is just the body, and then on these, above these 2 blocks, this will be where these 2 blocks were. That'll be where like the roof and the light will be. I think that's about right. I'm going to shave off 1 more layer, and I think we'll be good then. Yeah. Now, as I pointed out before, there's usually a rail. Let's grab a dark block. How about dark oak? There's usually a rail that's like a little bit below where the light is, or where the glass for the light is. So I think that would be about here. Okay. And I think I want it to stick out a little bit more so you can walk on it. So let's just do like this, like that. And I'm probably gonna want some kind of supports on it, but I'll worry about that later. Because we're just getting the basic shape out. And then let's do I guess in regards to player height, we'll probably want the glass to be up about here so you can see inside. Actually, let's put it up 2 blocks, because it looks like the light on some of the reference photos is a little bit more like head height, and I think that'll look cool. So like here. And then we'll have the glass is about here. Let's just get actual glass out. And I do have connected textures. I think it'll look a lot better that way. I usually do. I just like the way that it looks better. So then we'll have the glass layer around here. And I think I want it to be about 3 blocks tall. Okay, so that's definitely, you need some kind of like distinguisher between the glass in here. You need some sort of barrier. But I'll figure that out later. Could maybe just have a different color for these 2 blocks. Yeah, let's look at the size real quick. Not too bad. Let me get slabs out because we're gonna do the roof now. I kind of want the roof to be red. See, I think that cinnabar might be the perfect color. See, look at this. That. Yeah, I think so. Alright, so we're gonna be using cinnabar for the roof. Yeah, so I used all these inward-facing stairs because in a lot of the reference images, they kind of have the same effect. I'll maybe point it out to you in the video. But yeah, so the shape has been kind of the biggest challenge so far. I think it's kind of the main reason I keep having to tear down all of my work. But yeah, it's what I want is like this really shallow cone shape, but I just don't really know how to build that. So I'm gonna be giving it one more attempt, and then I guess I'll just do a dome. Which is sad, because I did really want to build that cone. But it just looks absolutely terrible. I'll show you a couple of iterations if I have them, but yeah, it's just not good. Alright, so this actually looks pretty good. I think, in the end, I think what helped the most is the stairs in the bottom. So I'll be keeping this shape. It's not like the greatest ever, but I mean, I'm not the best builder ever. That is completely not the point. So I think it's not bad. I'm gonna keep it, and now I want to show you a little trick. So I did actually look it up. Those little balls, supposedly they're for helping with ventilation, especially. There used to be really strong lamps, and so it would help vent out heat from those lamps. But yeah, I have an idea of how we could do that, and this is not vanilla or survival friendly, unfortunately. But I think, see, if I use the debug stick, I can have the walls like do the connector things, and I think that looks pretty cool. And I just did this by setting all these to low. I actually don't hate this. It needs some work, obviously, but I think it looks pretty good. In context with the cliff, it looks good as well. I think the biggest thing that'll need to be worked on is this, and especially right here, this transition. But yeah, I quite like it. So the next thing we're gonna be doing is getting in some kind of transition between the glass, I think. Or I'm gonna work on this walkway. But let's see which one I get distracted with first. I think one of the ways we're gonna fix this is I think I'm just gonna replace all of this with the red, because one of the photos, it kind of has the same concept, but it is like the other way around. Let's see what this looks like. That helps a little bit. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe if this was still white? I think it's a lot of red. I think the red, is especially bright color. Okay, I think the first thing we need to do is replace this, pale oak. I don't think this is the right color. Although I don't hate it, I just don't think it really works for this, this build. I'm gonna try quartz real quick. Okay, so I replaced it with quartz, and I've also replaced part of the red with mangrove wood. I'm trying to decide if that maybe looks a little bit better, because I know that the cinnabar is super, super bright, and I do really want to use the new block, but I don't know if it's the right time for that right now. I would rather use polished, or I guess not polished. I wish they had a smooth variant, like with the quartz, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's like significantly better, so we're gonna keep it. And then for here, that for now. I want a really dark black for this ring instead of the brown. So after a little bit of fiddling around, I came up with this. So in one of my reference photos, or in a few of them actually, I noticed that a lot of them had the railing kind of just supported by the walls themselves. They kind of curved out to meet it. And I think that looks pretty good because it makes sure that the railing looks supported. The catwalk, I guess it would be, looks supported while also not looking, while the supports also look like they're part of the build. Next up, the railing. I decided I wanted the floor to be a different color because I think it just looks a little bit better that way. So I made it black with black stone. And then the railing itself is white because I wanted it to kind of blend in a little bit more because there's not really a great way of doing a railing for this shape, and if I make this any wider, it looks not right. So I needed... Oh, this real quick. I needed it to kind of blend into the back so that it looks believable as a railing and not too off. Yeah. I think it looks pretty good so far. Not amazing. I think it'll look a lot better once I get details in with like windows and stuff, but for now it looks pretty good. And yeah, I'm gonna go do the light now, and then we'll do a little bit of the interior. I was planning on maybe doing a building over here for the lighthouse keeper, but I don't think I really have time for that this week, so we'll see. Yeah, let me put the light in. My plan for the light was kind of just to have a basic light like this going up, because I don't really know how to build an actual lighthouse light. And I think this will probably look good enough. I can just do like a star as well. So it's a little bit of a different shape than just a pillar. I think that looks pretty good as just a light. Yeah, it's real simple. I just put stairs on the bottom and top so it looks a little more rounded. But, I mean, yeah, that's kind of the only important part of that. Okay, so next up inside, we're gonna have a door probably right here, and then a staircase. Do like a real simple spiral staircase, maybe? And then let's also do the floor. We can just keep the black stone for the floor, but let's do bricks. And cracked bricks to give it a little bit of detail. Yeah, we've got a little staircase down inside. Not much in here. There'd probably be like some tools and stuff, so I'll put some storage down real quick. Yeah, let me just put some storage stuff for tools and stuff down here. So that would be storage stuff here. I just put in some barrels and chests and things. And yeah, that'd be pretty much all that would be in here. And then let's put in a couple of windows. So I think there'd be one here. Okay, that works nicely. Let's see where the stairs are. Probably not there, but definitely one here. And then we can frame those pretty nicely. Alright, so we got a little fancy window border for both sides. And then I do want to have something over here. Let me quickly frame the door as well in the same sort of style, like this. And then, I mean, I guess we can still punch out a hole over here. with it'll just have a chest backed into it, which I think is fine because it still technically would work if the chest was not there. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. I like that the base stuff kind of makes it look a little bit more fancy and a little bit more sturdy even, with like the window frames and stuff, so that's pretty good. The interior, although it's pretty simple, it's kind of nice. I just realized we don't have a door. Hold on. Doesn't really match anything else, but I think that kind of fits the right vibe. Anyways, so we got just a little bit of a mess with some storage stuff in here, and then upstairs we've got the light and this that I need to close back up. And yeah, that's kind of it to the lighthouse for the interior. I think it looks pretty good on the outside. And this has given me a lot of trouble, so I'm okay with good enough at this point. I really need to get this video out. So yeah, I think we might be done. Let's see how it looks at night. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's put it back to day so you can see me. Alright, so we're probably about done with the lighthouse. It isn't my best build ever, but I think I did a pretty good job on it. And yeah, I hope you like it. If you have any tips for me for either this build or for future builds, please let me know, leave a comment. But yeah, before I go, I did just really quickly want to talk to you about my video schedule recently and going forward. If you don't really care, this is effectively the end of the video, so bye. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, consider subscribing if you're enjoying the content. Alright, so if you do care, first off, the reason this video was late was I was supposed to have more days than ended up having. We ended up going on a trip through this week, and some funky airline stuff happened, and yeah. So, not really an excuse, that's just the reason. I'm really sorry about that, and I will be keeping videos on time from here on out. Secondly, coming up, we're going to be having some changes to my upload schedule to account for how busy my next few months are going to be. Starting in August, I'll be doing videos every other week instead of the weekly schedule I've had going on for a while now. Hopefully, once most of the chaos dies down, we should be able to get back to the weekly schedule, but this will probably be the schedule until November. But I will keep you updated. There's a chance that we can get back to weekly in September, but we'll just have to see. Also, this week, every other week thing will be starting the first week of August. So this video will be out. Next week there'll be a video, and then the week after there'll be no video, and that's when we'll start alternating. So yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to handle kind of the series title, because a build a week doesn't really work anymore with that. So I'll be thinking about that, and I'll let you know in the video next week. But yeah, probably what I'm gonna do is just change the title to, instead of a build a week, it'll be a build in a week, because I'll probably still be doing builds for just that week. It'll just be that this will give me an extra week to edit, and that way I can take the whole week instead of just about half the week, and yeah. So yeah, we'll get that all figured out, I'm sure. If you guys really hate the title change or the fact that it doesn't really work, I can just take the videos for until November off of the series, and we can just do builds. That would also give me freedom to work on literally anything. Like this month we had just the 2 different builds, so I just did Lighthouse on a cliff. We could do more of that sort of thing. Up to you. Alright, this has gotten kind of long, so I'm gonna sign off now. But yeah, that's all for me this week. Thanks for staying through the update, and have a nice time zone. Bye!